Hockey Saturday in Bloomington continues on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Boys varsity, Kennedy, Providence Academy doing battle here this afternoon. Josh Powers alongside our crew. Thanks for spending some of your Saturday with us as Kennedy looks for their second win of the year. They're 1-13. Providence Academy coming in with a 6-4 record. So trying to push even further above 500 are the Lions. Beautiful early spring Saturday here in central Bloomington at historic Bloomington Ice Garden. Kennedy a little bit healthier than when we saw them last, but still some notable absences. We'll talk more about that as this game continues. Let's send it down to ice level. Bruce Tempty will have the starting lineups and our national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, once again we welcome you to the Bloomington Ice Gardens for today's boys varsity hockey game between the Lions of Providence Academy and the Eagles of Bloomington Kennedy. It is now time to meet the starting lineups, beginning with our visitors from Providence Academy. Starting in goal, number 31, Nate Meest. On defense, number 20, Jack Reller. And number 24, Drew Larkin. On the wings, number 10, Josh Mogeni. And number 29, Andrew Orland. And the starting center, number 13, Johnny Hendrickson. The assistant coach for the Lions is Blake Friesen. The head coach is Chris Lewis. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to meet the home team, your Kennedy Eagles. Starting in goal, number 35, Luke Scopehammer. On defense, number 17, Carter Lansdale. And number 18, Alex Kevaney. On the wings, number 21, Connor Martin. And number 34, Kieran Havels-Astro. And the Eagles starting center, number 8, Joey Workman. The assistant coaches for the Eagles are Jess Johnson and Jean Rose. The head coach is Mr. Nick Hanrahan. Ladies and gentlemen, we would please ask that you would face the east end of the arena where you see the American flag as we honor our flag and country with the playing of our national anthem. Gentlemen, remove any headwear.
Ready for hockey here on this Saturday afternoon. The Kennedy bench, their head coach, Nick Hanrahan. We mentioned Kennedy's health issues continue. A little bit better than when we saw them a couple weeks ago against Litchfield, Dassel, Cokato. But remember in that game, Luke Dojan was slashed near the end of that third period. He is out for the year. Also, Logan Dojan got slashed. His brother Luke also not available today. In addition, Josh Brandt and Nathan Vidovnik also out for Kennedy. So some major losses, especially on that back end. Those are two starting defensemen in the Dojan twins not available in front of Luke Scopehammer. As you see some of those unavailable Eagles there, unfortunately. But Kennedy will press on. Providence Academy looking for win number 7. Their head coach, Chris Lewis. Underway from rink 1 of the Ice Garden. It's a draw taken by Providence Academy. Drew Larkin, senior defenseman, number 24, excuse me, sends it in. 1 goal and 4 assists for Larkin in just 7 games this year. Be a factor scoring for Providence Academy, who's piled up 40 goals this year in 10 games, so right at 4 a game. Nearly a steal from Connor Martin. He was one of those unavailable when we last saw Kennedy against LDC a couple weeks back. Good to have him back. Hafel Zastro pokes it away for Kennedy. It's also Kennedy Senior Day. We're going to be spotlighting some of the Kennedy seniors throughout the broadcast. Here's a steal for Workman and a shot by Martin right on. Fought off by goaltender Nate Meest. Getting the start today, just his 2nd start of the year. He won his only other start. He's allowed 3 goals this year in 75 minutes. Goals against him 2.02, his save percentage 91.2. An early test for Meest. Clayton Deutsch, also back for Kennedy, number 13, along this line with John Cody and Tate Christensen. Brennan Kevney, talented sophomore, chases in on the forecheck. Providence Academy back to neutral. Sam Gonke sends it in at the end of his shift. On the scene, Thomas Voss, dangerous number 9 for the Lions, 2nd on the team with 12 points. In the corner, Sammy Lewis back to the point, and a drive, misses high and wide off the stick of Brock Jameson. Lewis, shot from the circle right on Louis Wayman, the freshman. Number 19, denied by Luke Scopehammer. His numbers this year, 1-5 record, save percentage 83.9, goals against 5.92 for the junior Luke Scopehammer. Draw won by the visitors. Nick Damberg, shot blocked. Connor Martin trying to track it down in the corner for Kennedy. And now Carter Lansdale, good to have the captain back, number 17 for the Eagles. Joey Workman in transition with Parker Magnuson. Workman on the backhand, shovels it in front with a juicy rebound in the direction of Tyler Jose, who's also back for Kennedy. But it was played back to center. Blasted in, caught and dropped by Jost. One of Kennedy's leading scorers with 3 goals and 4 assists this year. Blocked by Jost. Magnuson trying to track it down. Karams through center on the back pedal. Jack Manning. Still with some absences for Kennedy and some of the younger players that we normally would have seen in the JV game, maybe like a Jack Manning. Certainly we've seen Brennan Kevney get a lot of time in the JV this year as well. Those players have to step up and play big minutes now for Kennedy here in the varsity as Manning lifts it in. Drew Larkin back behind his net. Kept alive by Alex Kevney, the older brother of Brennan. Up for Hafel Zastro, trying to track it down, but instead it's Andrew Owen through neutral, and now the leading scorer in all alone, Johnny Hendrickson, and he tucks it home. What a move from Hendrickson. Forehand, backhand, and then back to the forehand for his 9th goal of the year, which leads the team now. The sophomore Johnny Hendrickson, the last guy Kennedy would want with a breakaway. Watch it right here, the backhand and then the forehand, beautifully done for Hendrickson.
From 10 and 29.
Well, they do give 2 assists there. A little surprised by that, but Josh McGinney, and Andrew Owen certainly will take it. Owen's 6th assist of the year and 4th of the year for McGinney. We saw the younger twin brothers of Josh in the JV game, both having a nice afternoon with some points. They combined on a goal, which was certainly fun to see that. Twin brothers passing into each other. One finds the back of the net. Has to be a cool moment. Here's Clayton Deutsch out front for Jost. Laid back through center, and Connor Martin has to hustle. He gets there first and sends it across to Carter Lansdale. Lansdale breakout pass hit Jost. Karam's back in Kennedy's own end. Played here by the Lions. Sam Gomke out front in an awful deflection. Certainly a great one if you're a Lions fan, but for Kennedy, some puck luck going against you right there. Josh McGinney. We'll see, maybe that was intentional. I could stand corrected here.
21-37.
They're gonna give Gomke the goal. It might have caromed off of a Kennedy player. It did, it was Clayton Deutsch, so I believe. One more look here, yeah. So Deutsch, oh my goodness. Some puck luck against Kennedy right there. Kennedy's had a bunch of tough breaks this year, literally, with some of the injuries. But could use a couple of goals like that to go in their favor. Instead, nothing Skopehammer could do about that. He had to slide across to the near post to try to cover that centering pass. So Gomke gets credit with the goal. That is his first of the season for the junior, or for the senior, excuse me. So 2 early ones for the Lions. Delphin Cruz, number 37, trying to cruise into the Kennedy zone. He has it now, plays it across. Damberg goes behind the net to Andrew Voss. Out front, and they score again. What a feed from Voss, as he was able to find Louis Wayman, the freshman. Knows what to do with it.
19 from 5.
His second goal of the year for Louis Wayman. Saw Wayman's older brother Henry in the JV. The freshman Louis. Second of the year, 3-0. Very early in this one. Lions looking for more, as that shot from Sammy Lewis goes wide. We've already seen, both Voss brothers and Andrew and Thomas. Andrew, the younger of the two, with that assist. He's a sophomore. Here's Carter Lansdale trying to make things happen for Kennedy. The pass for Jack Manning was tipped away. Lansdale at neutral. Able to tip it into the zone was Roman Hauk, number 27. Wayman off the wall, punched at by Alex Kevney. Kept it alive, but only momentarily, as Andrew Voss. This should be icing. And it is, with 10:05 remaining in the first period. 3 goals in the first 7 minutes for the visitors from Providence Academy. Scoring 4 goals per game, allowing 3.4 goals per game this year. They're an independent, with the likes of Breck and Blake, who they've played this year. St. Paul Academy, Minnehaha Academy. Here's Alex Doucette. Wrist shot blocked by Alex Kevney. Doucette then run into by Kevney. Good work along the wall from one of Kennedy's senior defensemen. Christensen pokes it along the perimeter, and this will be icing on Kennedy. 9:27 remaining. See 4 shots on goal so far for Providence Academy, 2 for Kennedy. Those are those smaller numbers on our BEC-TV scoreboard. If you're watching the mnhockey.tv feed, you can head on over to BEC-TV.org and pick up our stream where we'll have our replays available, our multiple camera angles, and that scoreboard just referenced a moment ago. Henriksen along the wall. Lions have to circle back in their own end. Andrew Owen slides it up ahead. Lansdale backhands it to center. 2 early shots on goal for Kennedy, but since then it's been Providence Academy, although here comes Magnuson. He misses wide. Workman's rebound also wide. So Kennedy was able to get Magnuson into some space. Couple of good looks there for Kennedy. Workman trying to feed it out front to Magnuson. This is Kennedy's top line along with Jost. A turnover, Magnuson in front, and Martin winds and fires, but it's blown dead as the net came free. So a good shift for Kennedy, just as I was saying. They hadn't had much going on recently. Well, there you go. Talented passing combos. And players, the forwards on this top line for Kennedy. Workman, Magnuson, and Jost. And before that was rifled by Connor Martin. It was blown dead. But a penalty was the reason why. Actually, the penalty, not the net coming off. So apologies there, but Tyler Jost heads to the box for 2 minutes. It's his 5th penalty of the year. It's an interference on Jost, so it must have been something in front of the net that I did not pick up live. But first power play for Providence Academy at 20% success rate this year. On the man advantage, Kennedy on the penalty kill, 73%, and that percentage just went down a little bit on that rebound goal from Sammy Lewis on the power play. And it's 4-0.
27-20-19.
Reller and Wayman pick up the assists, and just a bounce out front. Goodness. Aggressive Karam off the wall and in the right place at the right time. Lewis able to finish. Jost trying to get it back. Hard hit into the wall. Jost right back on his skates and fires. Rebounded to Workman, and he got dumped in front of the net. Letting a lot of contact go down in this end. Last thing Kennedy needs are more injuries. Good back check from Parker Magnuson. Squirts free over to Drew Larkin. Larkin drops it off. Wrist shot misses wide by J.P. Hughes. Brock Jameson. Connor Martin takes it away from him. John Cody will draw a penalty. So Kennedy will go on the power play, I believe, is the call here. Yes, it is. We've talked about Kennedy's power play all season. It has been such a strength for a team with only 1 win. 27% for Kennedy this year. Crazy stuff, and that's with all the absences Kennedy's had. It's going to be some new guys on the power play, at least that we've seen since we've seen Kennedy a couple weeks ago. So they win the draw back to Tyler Jost. Snaps one off, hit Parker Magnuson in front. Picked up there by Doucette, but he couldn't clear. Open is Carter Lansdale, waiting and then firing, and that hit Andrew Voss. Jost pass, a little off target. Lansdale has to go back to neutral and now back in his own zone with 25 seconds gone by on the first power play for Kennedy of the game. Parker Magnuson dishes it across. Deutsch sends it behind the net as Jost plays it back to Workman. Jost collects at the top of the zone. He'll fire for Magnuson in front with the screen, but it got on to Nate Meest clean. Did not give up a rebound as the shots on goal are all even in this game, but 4 of those 5 shots on goal for Providence Academy and their head coach Chris Lewis have found the back of the net, including one from Sammy Lewis. Another freshman, 2 freshmen have scored in this first period for the Lions. Lansdale with 1:05 running in the power play. Workman across Jost, wrist shot, big rebound, but out of the reach of Magnuson. Normally you'd see Joey Workman more toward the bottom of the zone on the power play, but without the Dojan twins, he's at the top of the offensive zone. Lansdale with a drive. They have got a piece of the blocker of Meest. 37 in the power play. Workman, Jost, crisscross pass. Lansdale not enough room to fire. Workman with some good vision to find Deutsch, but he fanned on the one-timer. Would have been a tough angle anyway. As the Lions clear, both teams will change with 20 to go in the penalty. Just over 5 minutes left, first period. And a 4-0 Providence Academy lead. Workman, a little move to get behind the net. Sets up shop at the near circle as the penalty about to expire. Across for Hafel Zastro, a tough catch. He couldn't complete the catch. As Kennedy now 0 for 1 on the power play. Hafel Zastro, nice move along the wall. Pokes it up ahead toward Martin, then delivers a check to Nick Damberg right in front of the Kennedy bench. Clayton Deutsch might have first look at this one, along with Hafel Zastro. Jack Manning now has it poked to center. Johnny Hendrickson up for a look. He also has a goal in this first period on that breakaway as Kennedy ices it with 4:23 remaining in the first period. If you watch the JV, there's Nick Hanrahan. If you watch the JV, the break between the first and second periods was only 3 minutes. They did not resurface. That will not be the case here. We'll have a full intermission between the first and second. So just a programming note there. Kennedy wins that draw. Roman Hauk unable to clear. It's kept in by Reller. Reller across to Hendrickson. Getting a piece of it was Skopehammer. Reller again. That drive deflected by Hauk. Played past Reller, but not out of the zone. Hendrickson again between the circles. Good back check by Hafel Zastro. Still more zone time for the visitors. Reller again. Wearing that one was Alex Kevney, and that might sting tomorrow. Reller, one more time, across for Hendrickson, couldn't be settled. Another Kennedy block shot, this time Kevney again. Still can't clear though, nice stick by Hendrickson. You see his hands, his stick work, but he was bothered from behind by Hauk, who prevented that shot from going on net. It's another icing call though on Kennedy with 3:20 remaining in the first period. Eagles able to clear with that icing call. John Cody for the draw. He's another guy we would normally see maybe get a period at least in the JV, but did not even dress for the JV earlier. Providence Academy won that game, by the way, 11-0 if you missed it earlier. Need here. Also comfortable. That was the score at the end of the first period in the JV as well, 4-0. .250 here remaining in the first. Little spinorama from Carter Lansdale. Plays it into Lions territory. Brennan Kevney on the forecheck. Lifted by Clayton Deutsch on net. Kennedy changes. Charlie Peterson, D to D, Drew Larkin. Back for Peterson, tipped by Jost. Peterson gets around Jost on net, big rebound. Lewis swipes at it, but both Scopehammer and Martin recovered in time. Nice catch at center by Wayman. The turn back by Parker Magnuson. Bounces it off the wall, charges down on the forecheck with under 2 minutes to play. They keep it away from Tyler Jost. Pass to Cruz out of his reach, played back into the Lions zone by Kennedy. Joey Workman over for a look. We'll talk about Joey at the end of the period. We're going to spotlight our Kennedy seniors in this game. Certainly Workman one of those. So stick around for that. We'll have 6 of the 8 spotlighted. A couple of them are in the JV, so we'll talk about those players on Tuesday, our next coverage for Kennedy. And that game Tuesday night versus St. Paul Highland Park. We'll have it for you. JV coverage starting at approximately 5 o'clock. Final minute here from the Ice Garden. The first period. Here's a chance out front. Thomas Voss kind of ran out of real estate, got it back behind the net. It was a dangerous pass, poked at by Noah Thornburg as that shot misses wide. Thornburg, another guy we would normally see get at least a period in the JV that did not dress. Kennedy, 4 of their normal regular players out in this game. Thomas Voss again, spins around Thornburg, gets to the circle. Poked away by Hauk. Thornburg fans on the clear. Manning will have a chance to carry it to center. Instead, he'll dish it over to Hafel-Zastro with 10 to go. Kennedy changing some numbers now for Providence Academy, and it's a backhand right on by Jamison. But Scopehammer hangs on with 5.3 remaining. Third save for Luke Scopehammer. Final face-off of the period. Lansdale keeps it along the wall, and the first period comes to a close. Certainly a productive one for Providence Academy as they lead Kennedy after one period by a count of 4-0. So senior day for Kennedy. We're going to spotlight some of those seniors. Joey Workman, been on the varsity a number of years for Kennedy. It's game day ritual. Gets that tape all sticked up, or all taped up, excuse me, easy enough for me to say. His favorite movie's Red Dawn. Loves buffalo wings. If he won the lottery, I like this question, if he won the lottery, he would retire his parents and put the boys on. Goals this season, he wants to get to that state tournament. Other interests, he's a good lacrosse player. We'll see him in the spring in that sport. His superpower that he longs for, I like this question. I might have to add this to our football senior spotlights. He wants a team takeover for his superpower. His biggest influence is his mom. His advice for younger players, stay with the program. Joey Workman. Very appropriate last name for his game. He plays hard every shift he gets out there. Providence Academy, 4-0 after 1. We'll take our first intermission break. Second period coming up around the corner on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv.
If doctors, nurses, and grocery store clerks can wear a mask for 10 or 12-hour shifts, you can wear a mask for an hour or less when you go to the store. Do your part. Mask up, America.
Back for the second period, Providence Academy leading Kennedy 4-0 on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Josh Powers along with you. Thanks for spending some of your Saturday with us here on Hockey Saturday in Bloomington. Strong first period for Providence Academy, although the shots on goal were even at 7 apiece, but on the goal department, the Lions with 4 of them. Let's look at the highlights. As the bounces kind of went the way of the Lions, as you'll see in these highlights. Here was a breakaway. Johnny Hendrickson opening the scoring with his 9th of the year. There was a deflection, the own goal, so to speak, for Clayton Deutsch. This was a great look out front. Putting it home, Louis Wayman, and then the Kennedy would have some chances. A near miss there from Parker Magnuson. But then another good bounce for Providence Academy. Look at that one. I mean, right out front on the tape of Lewis for the easy putaway. So a couple of good breaks for Providence Academy, but certainly they made a couple of nice plays too. That breakaway and that pass out front, they definitely earned those 2 goals. And when you're in the right spots, the bounces tend to go your way, and that was the case with the Lions in the first period. Let's continue our senior spotlights here for Kennedy. There's Andrew Savage, the senior. On game days, like to wake up early if he can. Likes to prepare for that game, getting up early. Doesn't have a favorite movie, he says. I kind of like that answer, actually. Favorite food, ribs. If he won the lottery, he said he'd buy a bunch of real estate. His other interests include hanging out with the boys and doing business. For Andrew Savage. Superpower that he longs for, perfect accuracy. His biggest influence, also his mom. His advice to younger players, don't sit there and dangle, go ahead, shoot the puck. Pretty good advice there for Andrew A.J. Savage. And how about the captain, Carter Lansdale? Let's put the senior spotlight on Carter. On game days, he likes to tape up his stick and listen to some music. His favorite movies, Django Unchained. Favorite food, chicken Alfredo. If he won the lottery, he'd buy a bunch more lottery tickets so he can win even more. I don't know if the odds are in your favor, but depending on how much you won, it might be a good strategy. Goals for the season. Surpassed 500 and go far in playoffs has been tough for Kennedy with all their injuries and absences, but not due to the play of Carter Lansdale, that's for sure. Other interests, he loves soccer. We've seen him as on the soccer pitch, and also golf. He'll play golf in the spring for Kennedy. Superpower he longs for, he says, the speed of Kieran Hafel-Zastro. His biggest influence is his grandpa's. And his advice to younger players, put in as much effort off the ice as you would on the ice. Good advice from Carter Lansdale. Players out on the ice for this second period here on Rink 1, historic Bloomington Ice Garden, Central Bloomington. Reminder, more hockey to follow us tonight. It'll be the Jaguar girls. We'll have JV and varsity coverage against Holy Angels, starting at 5:45 with the JV, 8 o'clock approximate start times on both of those for the varsity. Luke Skophammer getting ready for his second period. 3 saves for him in the first. 7 saves on the other side for Nate Meest, getting his second start of the year today for Providence Academy, trying to move to 7-4 with a win, and they're certainly off to a good start in that endeavor. Fresh sheet of ice here for the second period as the Eagle bench preparing for that second period. Reminder, we'll have more Kennedy coverage on Tuesday. The opponent will be St. Paul Highland Park. JV coverage around 5:10. Typically was when they'll drop the puck there. Varsity slated for 7:15 Tuesday, so you don't have to wait much longer for our next Kennedy boys hockey broadcast. We'll have Jefferson boys, by the way, on Monday. So busy few days for us, thanks to our BEC-TV crew. Hope you are enjoying our coverage of hockey here as we get toward the tail end of this season. Pass out front from Josh McGinney, who had one of the goals. Or actually was the intended pass of one of those goals. That was the goal that ricocheted off Clayton Deutsch that was actually credited to Sam Gomke. Hard luck goal there for Kennedy. Good on the Eagles for allowing just 7 shots on goal in that first period. The problem is that one of those was the breakaway. He had that point blank chance out front on that power play goal. Here's another grade A scoring chance, rubbed out by Skopehammer on a nice save. Hendrickson on the back check takes it away on a turnover. And Carter Lansdale commits a penalty, preventing his progress. It's a tripping call. Or correction, actually, Lansdale played that well and then got tripped up by Hendrickson. So I stand corrected. Kennedy will have its second power play of the game. Chance to get on the board here. The power play has been near 30% this year when Kennedy's been healthy. Here's a nice save by Skopehammer, and then Lansdale drawing the penalty shortly after. Nice stick work, Tyler Jost moving in, and the shot misses wide. Workman plays it behind the net to Deutsch. Back for Jost with Magnuson out front. Pass toward Magnuson, but it didn't get all the way through and cleared by Providence Academy. 30 seconds gone by on Kennedy's second power play. Lansdale works his way around J.P. Hughes. Had it poked to the corner, scooped up though by Deutsch. Deutsch for Magnuson, and Jost swings and misses at that bouncing puck. Workman, tough play on the back pedal, facing James Smith on the forecheck as we're midway through the power play for Kennedy. Workman plays it back to Lansdale. Kennedy not changing the power play unit yet. Tyler Jost. Look at this move. Jost misses wide. Terrific individual play from Tyler Jost, showing you his ability. 35 seconds remaining in the power play. Workman finally prized it free, then lost control. Some choppy ice over there already in this period. Cleared once again by the Lions with 15 seconds remaining in the penalty. Quickly ahead, Roman Hauk moving in. Hauk! Blocker save from Nate Meast, his 8th save of the game. Power play comes to a close for Kennedy, now 0 for 2. Providence Academy scored on its only power play back in the first. Meast leaves it behind the net. Picked up by Cody. Out front, or out to the top of the zone. Hefel Zastro. A great chance on a rebound, patted away, and then diving after it is Meast to cover. Kennedy now leading in the shots on goal department, 10-8. Some nervous moments for Nate Meast. Getting his second start today. So far, so good for Meast. Brennan Kevney off the draw. Meast getting a piece of that one, although it looked like it was going to go wide. Jack Manning now. Tried to play it back, but there to intercept was Sammy Lewis, who scored back in the first period, trying for another Lewis. Instead in front, Lewis on the rebound, denied by Skopehammer. Lewis, that hit a skate. Brennan Kevney got run into, and a drive from Reller saved by Skopehammer. We have another penalty. A cross check, it might have been on that hit to Brennan Kevney, I think it was. So Kennedy's going to go right back on the power play. Well, this is the second time I've been wrong about a penalty. This is actually going to go on Kennedy's Alex Kevney. Here's the save on one end by Meest. Says enough of this mess out front. Let's just get a face-off. So Providence Academy, second power play for them, 1-for-1. They scored on that Lewis goal back in the first. Here's a drive. That hit off of Carter Lansdale and almost went in. And a shot from Charlie Peterson from the point. Kennedy's doing a good job of clearing out in front of the net, but these shots are bouncing off of them, and almost the second one has gone in. Here's Hendrickson, a dangerous area for him, but he misses wide. Hendrickson now at the circle. Down low to the captain, Thomas Voss. Peterson top of the zone. Hendrickson. Back to Thomas Voss. In front is James Smith. Penalty on James Smith as he dumped Carter Lansdale in front. And Lansdale slow to get up. So the power play comes to a close for the visitors. Looks like Lansdale's okay. So Providence Academy now 1-for-2. Will be 4-on-4 for quite a bit. A minute 23 to be exact. And an offensive zone face-off for Kennedy. Workman wins it back to Martin. His drive blockered aside by Meest. Workman for Jost. Watched by Peterson. Workman along the wall. Stolen by Thomas Voss. Ooh, and a dangerous pass. That was nearly a Providence Academy own goal. Intercepted Martin, over to Workman for a nice look, but he couldn't deliver the shot. And has it taken away by Thomas Voss. Here comes the Lions captain down the right wing with Hendrickson out front. Voss circles behind the net. Peterson a blast. Pad save Skopehammer. Trying to find the rebound, still can't, as Voss sent it in front. Scooped up by Workman. Kennedy clears. Both teams with some dangerous chances here recently. Hendrickson, outside of that breakaway, been pretty quiet. Leading scorer for Providence Academy. Here's Workman! Meest got a piece of it with his stick. Workman tried to throw it out front, and it was intercepted by Providence Academy's Jamison. Eagles are now on the power play, but before they can get started, the Lions score again. This will be a shorthanded goal. Josh McGinney.
Ten on the goal, 29 in the assist. 10-29.
Owen picks up his second assist. Fifth of the year for Josh McGinney. There's the beautiful pass by Owen. Skopehammer, no shot at it. Just terrifically done. Just at the start of the, albeit brief, 34 seconds remaining in the power play. So technically the shorthanded goal is one of the officials. Ouch. Got hit with that puck. We'll redo the face-off with 11 minutes remaining in this second period. Lions comfortably ahead 5-0. Kennedy on the power play, but just 20 more seconds remaining in it. Brief one, albeit, to begin. Off the wall. Nice idea by the Lions to get it up to Alec Doucette. Taken away by Cody. And the penalty is over to James Smith. So back to 5-on-5. With the Lions leading by 5. Here, second game of 4 on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Lewis pokes it ahead. Tracks it down in the corner. His centering pass broken up by Tate Christensen. Lewis, or correction, Smith back to the point. Return pass, Smith. Down low, Thomas Voss. Pressed into the wall by Jose, and the loose puck to Brennan Kevney. Like that they've given him some experience on the varsity, an increasing role as this season has gone along for a player who started out on the JV this year but has looked very good in that JV role, and you can understand why he's getting varsity minutes. Here's a stick save, Skopehammer. A wrist shot from Damberg misses wide. So the shot's starting to pile up for the visitors. They've taken back the shots on goal lead, 14-12. Cruz. Chance from outside the circle. Skopehammer made the save. The rebound was dangling there for a minute, but Kennedy pokes it away. Good shift here for Providence Academy. Jost and Brennan Kevney finally get it to center, and Kevney sends it in at the end of his shift. Joey Workman on the scene. Hit into the corner as they complete the change behind him. Clayton Deutsch has it taken away. Deutsch back for it in that corner. Connor Martin will surrender the blue line as here comes the dangerous Johnny Hendrickson. Got around Martin, but not around Carter Lansdale. Lansdale sends it along the wall for Parker Magnuson, touches it to center. There to play it though, Damberg back up to Hendrickson. Has Mogeni in front, but his shot or pass was blocked by Lansdale. Magnuson tries to clear again, this time cannot, and it's poked up into the rafters with 7:59 left in the second period, so we're just more than midway through this hockey game. Glad you're with us on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Josh Powers alongside our crew. 4 first period goals for Providence Academy, 1 more here in the second. 5 different goal scorers as well in this game for the Lions, who are trying to move to 7-4 on the year. They have remaining games against St. Paul Johnson, St. Paul Academy, and Hopkins. Kennedy just played Hopkins, as did Jefferson. That was Kennedy's most recent game, as we get a nice chance out front for the Lions, but a blocked shot again by Alex Kevney. That game Kennedy played on Thursday at Hopkins was against their former assistant coach, Eric Vetch. Also has been on the Kennedy staff for football for the last number of years, now the head coach at Hopkins. Saw Jefferson defeat Hopkins on our coverage last weekend. Great keep in. Oh, it actually hit the official. So an offside is the call, as that official was past the blue line. So that will stop play with 7:03 remaining. Shots on goal in this period, 8 for Providence Academy, 5 for Kennedy. Under 7 minutes remaining. Smith. Stick around at the end of the period. We'll have more senior spotlights for Kennedy. We'll get to most of the players today. The rest we'll cover on Tuesday's coverage against St. Paul Highland Park for Kennedy. Here's a chance, and it's a breakaway for Joey Workman. Workman tries to go 5-hole, and Meese closes the gap for the save. Well, the best chance so far for Kennedy. Credit Meese. The sophomore with his second start today stopped all 13 Kennedy shots. Delayed offside. Workman circles back to the bench, probably with some frustration. Looked like a good idea. There's a little bit of a gap, but Meest was able to see what Workman was doing, I think, in time to go ahead and make that save. From inside the circle, Damberg walking right in, but it was deflected to the corner. John Cody rubbed up against the wall. Cruz has it in the corner. One of the co-captains for Providence Academy to Thomas Voss, another co-captain. Voss out front, nobody home except Parker Magnuson. Here's another Kennedy break. It's Clayton Deutsch this time. Deutsch's shot rips wide. And then Deutsch had a chance, couldn't settle it out front. Kennedy getting some terrific opportunities. Thomas Voss gets back to his skates, leaves it for Cruz. Cruz out front. I think that was intended for Voss, but if it was a little off target. Reller deciding what to do with it, plays it to the corner as it caroms back out through center. Reller trying to track it down. Brennan Kevney lost his stick on the forecheck. Picked up by Jack Manning. It's going to be offside as Kevney had to go back for that stick. And now back into the Eagle zone, it's Andrew Owen. Owen, we've seen some great passes from him already. That one couldn't be collected as he shoves it back to the point for Peterson. Josh McGinney, who scored the only goal in this period, gives way. Picks it back up in the corner. Out front for Owen. He couldn't find enough room to deliver a shot. Now it's blasted wide by Damberg. Peterson keeps the pressure on. McGinney waiting and firing. Blocked by Hefels-Astro, but McGinney scores on the rebound. Second of the period, sixth of the year for Josh McGinney.
10 from 13.
Johnny Hendrickson get the assist. It's been a good day for the McGinney boys. As we saw Joel and Jonah have a nice game in the JV, and now Josh. All the J's are covered in the McGinney family. 6-0 our new score. Joe's trying to change it. Deflected up and out of play with 3:50 remaining in the period. Top line out for the Eagles. Jost, Workman, Magnuson, but a breakaway here. Terrific catch. It's Wayman and he scores. What a play. Great vision, hit Wayman in stride. He had to stretch out a little bit to collect that pass, but made the play happen and then beat Skopehammer, and it's now 7-0. The freshman now
19
with his,
from 22 and 27.
his second goal of the year, or of the game, excuse me. Third of the year for Waymans. Seven goals on just 17 shots, but as we mentioned in this game, on several of them, Skopehammer's had no chance, and that last one, another breakaway. Kennedy's had a couple of breakaways in this period, but haven't been able to get one past Meest. Another pass play out front, taken away by Carter Lansdale. Kennedy needs to clean up that rebound. Rister from Doucette blocked, sends it back to the point, and they score again. Reller with the initial shot may have been deflected out front by Smith. We'll find out.
7 from 20.
It was James Smith. They drop it back to Reller. Watch Smith out front. Hard to tell from that view, but he's certainly celebrated like he got a piece of it. He sold it well if he didn't, but I'm sure he probably did. So Smith with the goal. His fourth of the year. So 4 in the first, 4 more in the second for the visitors from Plymouth. That's where Providence Academy is located. North side of Plymouth, just west of 494. Here's Reller. Offside, 2:37 remaining in the period. Another look at that Smith goal. We slow it down for you. Good look here by our crew. So a strong day for Providence Academy. Averaging 4 goals per game on the year. They've doubled that today. Here's Jost. Big man just unable to get going, unfortunately, for Kennedy. Maybe he can here, but it's offside. Coming up in a little more than an hour, we'll have more coverage of Hockey Saturday in Bloomington. Jefferson girls will take the stage. JV coverage 5:45, varsity coverage 8 o'clock against Holy Angels. Always a good rivalry between any Bloomington school, like Jefferson or Kennedy, in the Academy of Holy Angels, located just north of Bloomington in Richfield. Here's Jost. Josh McGinney now ran into Joey Workman on the forecheck, trying for a turnover along with Parker Magnuson, and they'll blow it dead. .136 remaining in this second period. Daniel Trumbull, by the way, will join me for the Jefferson girls varsity game versus Holy Angels later tonight. Here's Workman. Between the circles, tried to kick it toward the net. Not a bad idea, but it didn't get all the way through. And here's Sammy Lewis. Drops it back nicely for a great A chance. That did not go in. Thanks maybe to Tate Christensen, who was right along that near post that came dislodged. Seen some nice passes, certainly from Providence Academy, and that was another one there. Here's a out of the crossbar from Lewis. I don't think Skopehammer ever saw that one. Through some traffic right off the draw. Here's another great pass, and Lewis tucks it home on the backhand. Another one where Skopehammer had no chance. Chris Lewis has to love the passing combinations he's seen from his team today. And
27 from 19 and 5.
Lewis with his second, so both freshmen with a couple of goals in this one. Certainly to the delight of the entire coaching staff of Providence Academy. Wayman and Lewis getting involved. So now 9-0 on just 20 shots for Providence Academy. In the final minute of the period, it's Peterson. Sends it deep into Kennedy territory, picked up there by Connor Martin. Ran into some trouble, Doucette flings it wide. Doucette in front, looking for Smith, broken up by Kennedy as Hafel Zastro pokes it to center. One more chance for either side here in the final 10 seconds of this period. Kennedy will ice it. It'll bring the face-off back in the Eagles' end. 6.4 to go. It's been a tough year, this strange year for Kennedy. With all the injuries, they've had some protocol-related absences as well on the team this year. They're just going to freeze it along the wall. A little Carter Lansdale, second period in the books. Here from the Ice Garden, 5 more goals for Providence Academy. So they will take a 9-0 lead into the third period. Time for another Kennedy Senior Spotlight. We shine that spotlight on Alex Kevney, his game day ritual. Same as Carter Lansdale. Tape up that stick, listen to some music. His favorite movie, Back to the Future, which was in the mid-'80s before Kevney was ever around, but like that he's going back and watching some of those classics. His favorite food, breakfast crunch wrap from Taco Bell. We'll give Taco Bell a plug here. If he won the lottery, he'd buy a new truck, a new car, a house, a boat, and invest the rest. Hopefully it's the Powerball lottery. It'll get pretty expensive, depending on the lottery that he won. Goals for the season: contribute to the team the most that he can. Also a lacrosse player, Alex Kevney. His superpower he longs for, magic hands. His biggest influence is his dad, and his advice to younger players: hard work pays off. That's Alex Kevney, the senior, big brother to Brennan here for the Eagles. Second intermission break. Providence Academy leads at 9-0. Back for the third period on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv.
You're the engine that makes all things go, and you're always in disguise, my hero. I see your light in the dark, smile in my face when we all know it's hard. You're doing a good job, a good job. You're doing a good job, don't get too down. The world needs you now, know that you matter.
the third period here on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. 9-0 Providence Academy over Kennedy. Josh Powers alongside our crew on this beautiful Saturday afternoon in early March. Great time of the year. A lot of sports going on around the country, including high school hockey still playing. Highlights from the second period. Included 5 more Providence Academy goals. A terrific move there from Hendrickson, but coming up big, Scopehammer. There was a great chance for Kennedy. They've had some really good opportunities in this game. A couple breakaways. Scopehammer with the saves there. Providence Academy would get on the board. This is a terrific pass from Owen out front to McGinney. First of his 2 goals in the period. Here's that breakaway from Joey Workman. 5-hole save from Meest, who stopped all 13 Kennedy shots. Deutsch had a great chance, misses wide. Then McGinney deflected right to him. He knows what to do with it. Then the freshman, Wayman, scoring on that beautiful breakaway goal. It's another one, finds the back of the net. Smith was able to redirect that home out front. Wayman again. That one didn't connect. But Providence Academy not done. How about one more? Terrific feed there. Easy finish for Sammy Lewis. And a 9-goal lead to start the third period for the visitors. Time for more senior spotlights. How about Connor Martin? His game day ritual. It's a lengthy one. Get a good night's sleep the night before. Eat a good meal 2 hours before I have to leave. Make sure all my equipment is good and ready, like taping my stick. I like that he has a good routine, though. That's important. Connor Martin. Favorite movie, Forrest Gump. Also a classic before Martin was born. Favorite food, pizza. If he won the lottery, he'd give some money to his family and friends, spend a little bit on myself, and then save mostly the rest. So he's got a good plan. I hope it comes to fruition. Other interests for Connor: skateboarding, basketball, video games. Goals for the season: wants to stay positive as a team. His superpower that he longs for: super speed. He looks up to his parents as his biggest influence. And his advice to younger players: go hard in practices, don't give up the puck easily, and shoot when you can, don't wait till you can't. Connor Martin. How about one more Kennedy Senior Spotlight for today? We'll have 2 more, by the way, on Tuesday. We'll talk about Reese Krowitz and Alec Chamberlain. But how about Kieran Hafel-Zastro? He also listens to music before games. His favorite movie is Star Wars, going way back to the 70s. Favorite food, potatoes, any and all. Totally agree with that one, Kieran. If he won the lottery, he'd buy an island somewhere warm. Goals for the season: compete and show up every game ready to play. He's another lacrosse player, also enjoys frisbee golf in his spare time. His biggest influence is his mom. His superpower, by the way, he wants soft hands. We also had the hands comment from Alex Kemney back in the last period. His advice to younger players: hard work and effort is ultimately more important than having skill. Kieran Hafel-Zastro. Kennedy ready for the third period. We saw number 30 there in the JV, Michael Winston, get half of the JV game, suiting up here in the varsity. Providence Academy on their way to a 7-4 record after today. In about an hour, Jefferson girls JV will take to the ice against Holy Angels, so stick around for that. There's our schedule. Varsity at 8. The Stars and the Jaguars. Kennedy wins the draw. Looking for a better third period. One of the byproducts of this season is the teams are not using the normal locker rooms, which are located on the west side of the arena. They're down on the east side to the left of where you're looking, in kind of the lobby area. And one of those byproducts, you can hear some of the players when they're in that quote-unquote locker room. And Carter Lansdale, the Kennedy captain, was given a talk to his team before this third period, so they're certainly hoping for a better output here in the third. Here's a block shot. Tate Christensen able to wall off Josh McGinney. Roman Hauk now flex to center. Here's Drew Larkin playing catch with Peterson. Up ahead, Thomas Voss touches it into the Kennedy zone. Gomke with one of the goals today on that awkward deflection. Own goal from Kennedy. Here's Hauk. Transition on the left side. Peterson backhands it over to teammate Jack Reller. Reller off the wall, and it's far enough for icing on this clean sheet of ice. Running time, by the way, as you'll see our scoreboard continue to go. It's with a differential of 6+ in the third period. Here's Thomas Voss off the face-off win with a head of steam. Got it to Gomke. His shot blocked by John Cody. Here's Voss again. Cruz. Hit by Connor Martin. Got it back to Voss though. On the cycle for Cruz. Good shift here for this forward line of Cruz, Lewis, and Voss. Enjoying some zone time. Cruz will charge after it again, now behind the net. Again hit by Martin. Reller delivered an elbow, got it across! And a block shot by Connor Martin. Looked like a good look for the freshman Wayman, but Martin was there. Deutsch backhands it to center. 3 minutes into the third period. Providence Academy wanting to get into double digits. They did so in the JV game late. Scored 5 goals in the third period to get to 11. Brock Jameson. D to D with Damberg. Good pressure by Jost, forces a turnover. Workman tried to play it toward the middle, but it's intercepted there by the Lions. Here's Lewis, nifty maneuvering. And shot misses wide. And it's Damberg. And now Tyler Jost for Kennedy. Heads straight up the middle for Tyler Jost. Hits the Lions line, shoots through a screen, and it's gloved by Meest for save number 14. First shot on goal for Kennedy in the third period to the talented junior Tyler Jost. Again, Kennedy playing this game without both Dojan brothers. They're 2 starters back on defense. Logan and a captain. And also Kennedy without the services today of Josh Brandt and Nathan Vidovnik. Notable absences for Kennedy, not helping its cause. Intercepted Jack Manning. Good stick handling from Manning through a trio of players. Got it into the zone. Allows Kennedy to change. Here comes Doucette. Shoved down by Connor Martin as it trickles on to Scopehammer. He redirects to the corner. Johnny Hendrickson fires. Skopehammer with another save. 13 of them now for Luke Skopehammer. Peterson winding and firing. Smothered by Skopehammer once more. With under 11 and a half minutes remaining. Our next Kennedy broadcast Tuesday night against St. Paul Highland Park will take air around 5 o'clock for the JV. There will be a senior night ceremony before the varsity game, so tune in for that. For Kennedy, we'll also talk about the two JV seniors as well. Reese Prowitz and Andrew Savage, or correction, Reese Prowitz and Alec Chamberlain. Top of the zone. Shot from Jack Reller, blocked by Kennedy. Only allowed 23 shots on goal in this game despite the 9 goals. Here's Hendrickson, saves Skopehammer. And now Deutsch, along with AJ Savage. Hendrickson trying to get around Lansdale. Drops it back to the line, moving in. It's Reller, or correction, that was Andrew Owen with the shot that missed wide. We're under 10 minutes to play now in the third period. More zone time for the visitors. Josh McGinney plays it down low as he heads to the bench. Providence Academy changing here in Kennedy territory. Jose trying to use his speed. Ran out of room as he careens into the half wall, but got it to neutral. Tipped ahead, it's Parker Magnuson now behind the defense, and another save by Meest. 3 breakaways for Kennedy. That one hit right off of the face mask of Meest, it looked like, for Parker Magnuson, who's disappointed that it didn't go in. Leading goal scorer for Kennedy this year is Parker with 8. Magnuson back for Alex Kevney. Here's a drive. Got a piece of the arm of Skopehammer. Drew Larkin really laid into one there. Nice stick at center by Magnuson, ahead to Workman. Workman trying to get around Larkin. He'll drop it off to Alex Kevney. Magnuson backhands it behind the net for Manning. Parker out toward the middle in the direction of Workman, but it was broken up, and now the Lions head the other way. Thomas Voss stops outside of the circle. Looked like he wanted to feed Wayman, but the pass was too far. Jack Manning emerges from the corner, finds Magnuson, and sends it in at the end of a shift. Sammy Lewis got past Hafel Zastro, then ran out of options. Here's Andrew Voss. Turned back though by the Eagles. 7:20 remaining. Again, running time in this third period, but there haven't been a lot of stoppages. It's pretty free-flowing third period. And I like that things haven't gotten too chippy as you typically might see in a one-sided game. Kennedy's remaining schedule, we have got the game on Tuesday against St. Paul Highland Park. then next Thursday, they're at Henry Sibley, and then we'll have the season finale a week from today for Kennedy against Simley. That's a similar afternoon start to today, so same schedule for Kennedy next Saturday, 1 o'clock JV, 3:15 varsity. Clayton Deutsch. Unable to work for a shot opportunity. Here's nearly an interception by Savage. Just couldn't quite get there. Peterson, the shot, misses high and wide. As we've now reached 6 minutes to play here in the third period. J.P. Hughes slides it into the zone. Tried to deliver a check. He's the one that fell down, though. Good balance for Connor Martin. Here's Tyler Jose with a lot of speed. Drops it off Savage. His wrister was blocked. Joey Workman circles the wagons. Chips it into Lion territory. Jost will head on the forecheck. Parker Magnuson now. Tate Christensen surrenders the blue line. Hendrickson across. A dangerous pass in the direction of Owen, but it was behind him. Here's Workman. Heads behind the net along with Magnuson, but it's played to the opposite corner for Owen. Up for Johnny Hendrickson. Turns on the speed around Kevney. Hendrickson snaps one off, but misses wide. He had McGinney in front if he wanted to. Hendrickson gets a return pass. Goes for the wraparound and he scores. Johnny Hendrickson, his second goal. He opened the scoring and he might close the scoring in this one. Scored way back in the first period on that breakaway. Now 10 goals on the year for Hendrickson. This one via the wraparound,
14.
as you see on our replay. Unassisted. So the visitors get to double digits in both the JV and varsity. Here's a wrister from deep. Boy, terrific play from Carter Lansdale. Certainly prevented a goal. Oh, and this is what you don't want to see. Haefel Zastro and Damberg with some words, and now more pushing and shoving. Roman Hauk took offense to something Andrew Voss did. Meanwhile, Lansdale certainly saved a goal. That puck was behind Scopehammer. Gonna get a couple of penalties. Haefel Zastro and Damberg still drawing. There's that play from Lansdale saving the goal, and then Haefel Zastro delivered a check that certainly drew the attention of Damberg. Didn't like it. So it appears to be just the one penalty per side, but there might be some discussion if there's going to be a longer than 2-minute penalty. At this point, they're going to stop the clock. Bruce Temte down there and getting the information at ice level. Based on the length of that conversation, it appears to be something maybe more than just matching minor penalties, I would imagine. So still 5-on-5 with 2:42 remaining. Here's Hendrickson. Dangling, using that speed. Taken away eventually though by Jost. And the official's gonna clean this up as quickly as possible. Even without a penalty, they don't want any more pushing and shoving. Thomas Voss trying to work to space. Jost makes sure that didn't happen. Workman heads the other way for Kennedy with under 2 minutes remaining. So they're announcing the penalties. They're coincidental minors on Hafel Zastro
An additional unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to
and
Providence
Danberg.
Academy's number 5, Andrew Voss.
There's an
for
additional
14-18 all of that at 14-18.
Well, I guess thank you, Paul Fournier, in our truck for miking up Bruce Tempty down at ice level. So you heard the additional game misconduct to Andrew Voss. So actually Kennedy on a power play right now. Connor Martin partially fanned on that one. Final minute here. This is the third power play for Kennedy. Providence Academy finishes 1 for 2 on the power play. And I said game misconduct, just a misconduct penalty, not a game misconduct, as Andrew Voss back out on the ice. The power play is over for Kennedy, so they finish 0 for 3 as we're down to 30 seconds now remaining. Reminder, Jefferson girls coming up after this, about 40 minutes from now. Matching minors now also over to Danberg and Hafel Zastro. Final face-off, if they get to it here. They will. Nothing will come of it, as this game has come to a close. Providence Academy, strong day for them. They put up 11 in the JV, 10 more here in the varsity. 2 goals each for Johnny Hendrickson. And a pair of freshmen, Sammy Lewis and Louis Wayman, also at 2. 10-0 win for Providence Academy, getting the shutout. Goaltender Nate Meast. Our next Kennedy boys broadcast Tuesday night. We'll celebrate senior night. JV coverage at 5, varsity at 7:15. We're just halfway through our Hockey Saturday in Bloomington. Jaguar girls are coming up next against Holy Angels. Varsity, or JV, excuse me, about 40 minutes from now. Varsity around 8 o'clock. Again, our final. Providence Academy 10, Kennedy 0. For our entire crew, this is Josh Powers saying so long for now from the Bloomington Ice Garden.